It is hard to believe that nearly 20 years have passed since the world suffered the devastating loss of the one and only Crocodile Hunter. In that time, his children have vehemently ensured that his monumental legacy does not simply fade into memory. Now, in the year 2026, Bindi and Robert Irwin are accomplishing far more than just continuing Steve Irwin's mission. They have taken his passionate crusade and propelled it onto a global stage, reaching milestones that might have seemed unimaginable even to their visionary father. From spearheading ambitious international conservation projects to gracefully embracing their expanding roles as influential public figures, the Irwin siblings are the living, breathing embodiment of their father's indomitable spirit. Yet beyond the warm smiles and the glare of television cameras, their personal journey has been a complex and often painful road, marked by soaring triumphs and crushing heartbreaks. Let us begin with the eldest, Bindi Irwin. On the 24th of July, 1998, the global community of wildlife conservationists celebrated the birth of an exceptionally special little girl named Bindi Sue Irwin. She was the firstborn child of the immensely popular crocodile hunter, Steve Irwin, and his equally passionate wife, Terry. From the very instant she came into the world, Bindi became the absolute center of her father's universe, capturing his heart completely. Steve, a man renowned for his explosive, larger-than-life personality and a seemingly boundless enthusiasm for the animal kingdom, found himself utterly mesmerized by his tiny, precious daughter. In a remarkably candid 2003 interview with Australian Story, he confessed with raw emotion, "I can't dwell on her for too long." He then added, "Or I'll start bawling my eyes out." His emotions were completely unfiltered and authentic, a powerful demonstration of the incredible passion with which he embraced every single part of his life, especially his new role as a father. Steve's deep affection for Bindi was anything but subtle. It was profoundly demonstrative. Even when he was filming in the most remote and rugged corners of the earth, he always carried photographs of her with him. And on numerous occasions, the simple act of looking at those cherished images was enough to move the tough-as-nails adventurer to tears. This profound emotional connection offered a rare glimpse into a softer, more intimate side of the wildlife superstar, a vulnerable part of his personality that his millions of fans rarely, if ever, had the chance to see. This was a stark contrast to his usual high-octane adventures, which involved tangling with massive crocodiles, wrangling venomous snakes, and interacting with all manner of exotic creatures. For Steve, Bindi was not merely a wellspring of immense pride. She was also a profound source of inspiration, representing a living continuation of the incredible passion and unwavering dedication he and Terry poured into their life's work. In true Steve Irwin fashion, his approach to raising his children was unconventional, yet it was always deeply heartfelt and sincere. He often provided windows into his personal philosophy, which was firmly centered on the core values of empathy, respect for all beings, and unending encouragement. In various interviews, he would playfully illustrate his core belief that Bindi should be treated with the same respect and freedom that he would desire for himself. He once joked, "If she wants to have chocolate and Mom's not looking, here, have the whole block," a comment that perfectly revealed his delightfully playful and deeply involved approach to being a dad. However, beneath the surface of all that humor, there was an incredibly serious and well-thought-out philosophy about raising a strong and decent human being. Steve was determined that Bindi would grow to understand the weight of responsibility, to truly appreciate the value of things, and to face life with immense courage and an insatiable curiosity, the very same qualities that he so famously displayed during his own extraordinary adventures. Steve's parenting philosophy extended well beyond simple humor and outward displays of affection. It was a comprehensive guide to life. He actively encouraged Bindi to connect with the natural world in ways that were both audacious and completely fearless, pushing her to be hands-on. He famously declared, "If I'm going jumping on crocs, then by crikey, I want her jumping on crocs with me." It was a statement that perfectly encapsulated both his relentless, irrepressible energy and his deep-seated desire to instill a powerful sense of confidence and unwavering bravery in his beloved daughter. From her earliest years, Bindi was completely immersed in a unique environment where a profound respect for wildlife was inextricably linked with bold, fearless exploration. This potent combination of reverence and courage would ultimately become the defining force that shaped her personality and guided her most significant life choices. Terry Irwin, who was every bit as devoted to the cause, played an absolutely essential role in providing the foundation that supported both Steve's demanding professional life and their growing family. While Steve's wild and televised escapades frequently captured the world's attention and dominated news headlines, it was Terry who consistently provided the quiet stability, the thoughtful guidance, and the unwavering emotional support system. She was the anchor who made sure that their children were raised in a home that was firmly grounded in unconditional love and genuine compassion. Her calm and steady influence, when combined with Steve's boundless, adventurous spirit, fostered a perfectly balanced environment where Bindi, and later her younger brother Robert, could truly thrive. Together, the Irwins created a powerful and unique model of parenting that masterfully blended overt affection, necessary discipline, practical education, and a deep-seated, all-consuming passion for the natural world. The transformative effect of this unique environment on Bindi was unmistakable from a very young age, apparent to anyone who saw her. By the time she began making regular appearances on television, it was abundantly clear that she had not only inherited but fully absorbed her father's infectious enthusiasm and his profound reverence for all wildlife. During a touching 2007 appearance on The Ellen DeGeneres Show, which took place after her father's passing, Bindi reflected on the monumental impact Steve had on her entire existence. She stated simply, "I just love animals. My dad really brought it out in me." Her heartfelt words were a powerful echo of the incredibly deep and special bond she shared with Steve. It was a bond that was constructed not just on the foundation of love, but also fortified by countless shared experiences, wild adventures, and the kind of invaluable mentorship that can only come from a parent who lives their passion fully and fearlessly. Steve and Terry's parenting curriculum went far beyond the typical lessons taught within the four walls of a home. It was a masterclass in living a purpose-driven life. From teaching the critical importance of responsibility and kindness to deliberately fostering a powerful sense of adventure and resilience, they meticulously nurtured a child who would ultimately grow up to be known not just as the daughter of a celebrity, but as a remarkably confident, deeply compassionate, and exceptionally capable individual in her own right. Bindi's early life was a fascinating collage of moments that perfectly blended the mundane routines of childhood with the absolutely extraordinary nature of her family's work. She was learning about the wider world while simultaneously getting up close and personal with massive crocodiles, slithering snakes, and a vast array of exotic wildlife, all under her father's expert and watchful eye. These one-of-a-kind experiences forged an unbreakable foundation of knowledge, self-confidence, and profound courage that would serve as her guiding compass for the rest of her life. As Bindi grew and matured, she almost magnetically gravitated toward continuing her father's work, making it feel less like a choice and more like a calling. Her extensive work in wildlife conservation projects, coupled with her numerous television appearances and her dedicated public advocacy, served as a powerful reflection of the core principles instilled in her by Steve and Terry from her very first moments. The profound lessons of deep respect for the natural world, unwavering bravery in the face of challenges, and the crucial importance of education were the foundational pillars of her entire upbringing. Steve, though his life was tragically cut short in 2006, left an absolutely indelible and lasting legacy on Bindi, profoundly shaping not just the trajectory of her career, but her very essence as a young woman devoted to carrying his mission forward. Then, in 2008, at the tender age of just 10, Bindi unleashed her boundless passion onto the small screen, with the debut of her own documentary series, Bindi the Jungle Girl, which captivated audiences. The acclaimed show aired for 3 full seasons, giving viewers an extraordinary opportunity to experience the wonders of the animal kingdom through the fresh and innocent eyes of a young, budding conservationist. It was a clear and beautiful extension of Steve Irwin's lifelong quest to enlighten and motivate people about the planet's incredible biodiversity. Yet, through her own uniquely vibrant personality and a truly fearless sense of curiosity, Bindi proved she was far more than just a miniature echo of her famous father. She was confidently and gracefully stepping into her own distinct and powerful role as a youthful ambassador for the world's wildlife. Over the subsequent years, her profound dedication to her family and to wildlife conservation became seamlessly intertwined. Bindi took a leading role alongside her mother, Terry, and her younger brother, Robert, in the family's hit reality series, Crikey. It's the Irwins, a show that masterfully showcased the intricate day-to-day workings of the Australia Zoo, all while vividly highlighting the family's unwavering commitment to honoring and continuing her father's monumental legacy. Viewers who followed the family's journey instantly recognized that even though she had lost her father at such a heartbreakingly young age, Bindi had undeniably inherited his incredible courage, his infectious energy, and his relentless passion for conservation. Her work on television was never simply about providing light entertainment. It functioned as a significant and influential platform designed to educate, to inspire, and to vigorously advance the very mission to which Steve Irwin had devoted his entire life. Bindi's own personal story, however, has been profoundly shaped by both devastating loss and remarkable resilience. The tragedy of losing Steve when she was merely 8 years old left a permanent scar on her heart and soul. She has spoken with remarkable openness about the deep and lasting emotional turmoil that follows losing a parent during such a critical and formative period of life. "It's scary when you lose the strongest person in your life," she revealed during a poignant appearance on the A Life of Greatness podcast in February of 2024. "After losing Dad, I was so worried about losing Mom and Robert. I would get so worried if they left a room." This heartbreaking loss fostered a severe sense of separation anxiety that would persist throughout her adolescence and well into her early 20s. And yet, in the midst of this overwhelming grief, Bindi discovered an anchor of solace and unwavering stability in her mother, Terry. She has often reflected on Terry's incredible strength and constant support, remarking, "I don't know how she did that when Dad passed away because the whole world shifted and landed on her shoulders. And yet through it all, she was there for me and Robert and still is emotionally and to help us navigate." Terry's extraordinary resilience and fierce dedication were crucial in ensuring that the family remained a powerful and unified force, and Bindi's subsequent accomplishments are as much a credit to Terry's loving guidance as they are to her own inner strength and determination. The transition into adulthood ushered in a new chapter filled with fresh joys and significant personal milestones for Bindi. In March of 2020, she married Chandler Powell, a former professional wakeboarder, in an intimate and deeply moving ceremony held at the Australia Zoo. Their marriage was not just a celebration of their love, but a union of their shared ideals, particularly their mutual and profound dedication to protecting wildlife. Exactly 1 year later, the joyful couple welcomed their very first child, a beautiful daughter they named Grace Warrior Irwin Powell. The name itself was imbued with immense personal meaning. Bindi lovingly explained that her daughter's middle names, Warrior Irwin, were chosen as a direct tribute to her own beloved dad and his enduring legacy as the most incredible wildlife warrior, thus guaranteeing that Steve's powerful spirit would be carried forward into the next generation. For Bindi, the birth of her daughter Grace felt particularly miraculous and poignant. Having previously undergone surgery for endometriosis, she affectionately described her daughter as a tiny little miracle in an August 2023 People magazine cover story, vividly conveying the couple's overwhelming gratitude and immense joy at finally being able to hold their precious daughter in their arms. Becoming a parent gave Bindi a completely new perspective, allowing her to view her own childhood and her father's immense influence through a different lens. She frequently muses on what an absolutely perfect and doting grandfather Steve would have been to Grace, ensuring his presence is felt through countless stories and his many documentaries. She has observed with delight that Grace is already starting to recognize her grandpa through all of his filmed adventures, making certain that Steve's legacy continues to echo powerfully within their family in the most meaningful ways. This beautiful intergenerational connection is also physically commemorated by Bindi's decision to get a special tattoo in January of 2022, honoring both her father and her daughter. Taking to Instagram, she explained the heartfelt symbolism behind the intricate design. "The words I spoke to our daughter as I held her for the first time in my arms were, 'My graceful warrior.' That's how her name was born. This is my dad's handwriting to keep him with me always." The tattoo serves as a constant, tangible reminder of the unbreakable bond of love, courage, and inspiration that forever links Steve, Bindi, and little Grace. Bindi's long list of remarkable achievements goes far beyond these personal and family milestones. Back in 2015, she decided to prove her incredible adaptability by joining the cast of Dancing with the Stars. In a stunning display of talent and hard work, she ultimately clinched the championship for season 21, sharing the victory with her acclaimed professional dance partner, Derek Huff. This triumphant performance on the dance floor unveiled a completely different dimension of her public persona, one that fans hadn't fully seen before. The incredible discipline, elegance under pressure, and sheer bravery to venture far beyond her familiar world were all traits instilled in her from her earliest years, thanks to the wildly adventurous philosophy her father lived by. Despite constantly being in the public eye and navigating the complexities of fame, Bindi has always remained firmly anchored to the fundamental principles taught to her by her beloved parents. From them, she learned the profound importance of empathy, the necessity of unwavering courage, and the deep satisfaction that comes from a steadfast dedication to purposeful, impactful work. Across the entire span of her career, Bindi has maintained a level of astonishing transparency, openly discussing the full spectrum of her life experiences, from moments of pure elation to times of significant hardship. She has offered refreshingly honest perspectives on the immense emotional toll of her father's passing, the immense weight of carrying on his monumental legacy, and the delicate balancing act of embracing motherhood under the relentless scrutiny of the public eye. Her introspective comments consistently reveal a compelling fusion of raw vulnerability and unshakable inner fortitude. These insights demonstrate her incredible ability to transform powerful emotions like love, profound grief, and fierce determination into tangible, positive actions. The unwavering consistency of her core values, a deep reverence for the natural world, an unshakable devotion to her family, and a courageous embrace of life's challenges serves as the ultimate testament to the enduring legacy of Steve Irwin. That legacy is now championed and propelled forward by a daughter who is resolute in her mission to not only honor the incredible foundations he established, but to build upon them for future generations. Now let's turn to Robert Irwin, who is 21 years old. From the very instant of his birth, young Robert became a new wellspring of inspiration for his father, Steve, who frequently spoke about the deep and profound sense of purpose that fatherhood had gifted him. In an incredibly touching moment from an archival radio interview, which resurfaced in June of 2026, Steve spoke with unguarded honesty about the overwhelming mix of exhilaration and immense responsibility he experienced upon welcoming his second child into the world. He described the feeling as identical, explaining, "When Bindi was born, and now with Bob, it's the very same sensation. This is precisely why I was put on this earth," he declared, his voice thick with a powerful combination of paternal pride and pure, unadulterated happiness. Even when confronted with the inherent unpredictability of life, Steve's dedication to his children and his life's mission remained absolutely unshakable. He then added, with his characteristic blend of humor and realism, "I could be gone tomorrow, so this little bloke's going to have to step up and catch the Crocs alongside Bindi." This comment playfully acknowledged the extraordinary, adventure-filled future he imagined for his children, yet it simultaneously highlighted the profound seriousness with which he embraced his responsibilities as their father. From the very beginning of his existence, Robert was completely enveloped in the dynamic, often chaotic, but always deeply affectionate environment of the Australia Zoo. The family's core philosophy, one of constant exploration and thrilling adventure, was woven into the very fabric of Robert's childhood, just as integral as any ordinary routine of schoolwork or playtime. He frequently reminisces about mornings that were a unique blend of the mundane and the magnificent experiences that would ultimately etch permanent, unforgettable memories onto his impressionable young psyche. During an interview for an Australian talk program in February of 2026, Robert took a moment to reflect on these incredibly impactful, character-shaping experiences from his youth. He shared, "Every single morning, he would load Bindi and me onto the front of his motorbike, and we would just tear around the zoo before stopping to get some ice cream." He concluded, "So, my most vivid memory is just being on the front of that motorbike, completely covered in melted ice cream, and absolutely loving every second of life." The picture he paints with his words is incredibly potent and vivid. One can almost see it. Two small children, their hair whipping in the wind, faces and hands sticky from their sweet treat, holding on tight to their father as he expertly maneuvered the bike through the sprawling pathways of the zoo. The sound of their joyous laughter would have echoed through the air, blending with the symphony of exotic bird calls and the gentle rustling of the lush foliage around them. It was, by all accounts, a childhood saturated with thrilling adventure, boundless love, and a unique brand of closeness, a deep intimacy, forged by a family whose lives and work were completely and beautifully intertwined. In time, that very motorbike transcended its function as a mere piece of machinery. It evolved into a powerful emblem of their family bond, a symbol of unbridled freedom and a vessel for the countless shared escapades that came to define the very essence of Robert's formative years. Even now, decades later, Robert still possesses that same motorbike, a tangible physical artifact saturated with cherished memories of a father whose life was tragically brief, yet whose influence continues to mold and guide him. Posting on Instagram back in February of 2024, Robert shared a message steeped in heartfelt nostalgia and deep affection. He wrote, "Every single time I fire that thing up, it just unleashes a flood of so many incredible memories, and I absolutely adore it for that. Each time I hop on that bike and trace the exact same route around the Australia Zoo that he used to ride," he continued, "it carries such an immense weight of meaning for me. It signifies that this piece of machinery, something he cherished and relied on every single day, continues to live on, to keep running." This motorbike, which would appear entirely unremarkable to any casual observer, is vested with an absolutely extraordinary personal significance. It serves as a powerful channel to the past, a physical connection to a father whose wisdom, laughter, and affection continue to echo powerfully through the years. Steve's tragic and premature death in 2006 undeniably left a permanent scar on Robert's life, but in a profound way, it also solidified the crucial lessons and core values his father had worked so hard to instill in him. Even at such a tender age, Robert absorbed and made his own Steve's fiery passion for wildlife, his utterly fearless attitude toward adventure, and his infectious, limitless zest for life. Those cherished rituals, the daily morning motorbike rides, the simple delight of shared treats, and the all-encompassing experiences within the zoo collectively formed the very bedrock of the resilience and self-assurance he would carry forward. These were the exact qualities, forged in his youth, that would define Robert's character as he transitioned into adulthood. It was through these formative escapades that he cultivated an innate connection with animals, a deep-seated appreciation for conservation, and an insatiable, brave curiosity about the world. These traits are, in fact, the very cornerstones of the enduring Irwin family legacy. But looking past all the high-octane adventures, the core of Robert's relationship with his father was defined by genuine warmth, gentle mentorship, and profound life lessons that were skillfully woven into the fabric of their everyday interactions. Steve Irwin's unique parenting style was a whirlwind of energy, masterfully combining playful humor with vital life lessons and granting his children incredible freedom, always tempered with his steady guidance. Those unforgettable motorbike journeys were far more than just casual joyrides through the Australian bush. Each trip served as a profound real-world classroom, teaching invaluable lessons in unwavering trust, keen observation, and a deep sense of personal responsibility. Positioned right at the front of the motorcycle, a young Robert had to remain completely present, aware, sharp, and in tune with his father's movements, all while surrendering to the pure, exhilarating thrill of speed and the beautiful chaos of spontaneity. Fundamentally, Steve Irwin ingeniously embedded powerful teachings about courage and active engagement directly into the very essence of their day-to-day family adventures. This was his way of guaranteeing that both Robert and his older sister Bindi would not only remember these core values, but carry them as foundational principles throughout their entire lives. Now, as a young man, Robert consistently displays an extraordinary capacity for looking back on his unique childhood with profound clarity and a heartfelt sense of gratitude for every moment. Through his thoughtful Instagram posts and candid media interviews, he articulates a sincere and deep appreciation for the seemingly small, everyday moments that were instrumental in forging the person he is today. Memories of the motorbike rides, the mornings marked by melting ice cream, and the countless exploratory journeys around the zoo are not merely wistful nostalgia for him. Instead, they stand as powerful touchstones of a childhood completely immersed in thrilling adventure, constant mentorship, and an overwhelming abundance of love. It was these foundational experiences that nurtured his deep-seated confidence and his profound empathy, instilling in Robert a powerful understanding of his duty to protect wildlife and the critical importance of continuing his father's world-changing mission. In the present day, Robert has fully blossomed into a formidable wildlife conservationist in his own right, truly stepping into his legacy. He works tirelessly alongside his supportive mother Terry, his beloved sister Bindi, and her husband Chandler Powell, forming the core team at the family's world-renowned Australia Zoo. He has openly and honestly declared that this vital work is far more than a simple career choice. He feels it is an intrinsic part of his very genetic makeup. "It's in my DNA, and it's what I've been born to do," he passionately shared with People magazine back in April of 2021, emphasizing the undeniable, instinctual pull he feels toward wildlife preservation and the continuation of his father's monumental mission. At the very heart of Robert's unwavering dedication lies the powerful and everlasting influence of his father, the legendary Steve Irwin, a man whose boundless energy, incredible courage, and infectious passion for wildlife still serve as a daily source of inspiration for his youngest child. "My dad will always be my greatest inspiration," Robert declared, "and he is, above all else, the fundamental reason I care so deeply and the driving force behind everything I do to carry on the incredible legacy he began." This profound sense of inherited purpose is palpably evident in every single one of his actions. It shines through whether he is diligently caring for the animals far from the public eye, enthusiastically educating zoo visitors, or confidently stepping in front of a camera to spread his message. Even from his earliest years, Robert intuitively understood that the work of conservation was never going to be just a job for him. He has always seen it as a profound responsibility, a true calling, and the most meaningful way to pay tribute to the incredible man who shaped his entire world and ignited within him a courageous curiosity for all things wild. Following directly in his father's footsteps, Robert shows no fear when it comes to taking calculated risks, choosing to embrace life with the same audacious and adventurous spirit that transformed Steve Irwin into a beloved global phenomenon. Then, in a move that shocked and delighted fans worldwide, Robert completely captured the public's imagination in April of 2026 with a viral campaign that nearly broke the internet. The advertisement was for Bond's underwear, and it did more than just sell a product. It brilliantly showcased his natural charisma while proving his readiness to shatter expectations and bravely venture into completely new territory. However, his daring and adventurous personality isn't just reserved for a headline-grabbing promotional campaign. In 2026, he took another leap of faith by joining the cast of season 34 of Dancing with the Stars, where he was paired with the talented professional dancer Whitney Carson, proving once again his remarkable ability to confront new challenges with a winning combination of fierce determination, good humor, and surprising skill. It doesn't matter if he's standing in the glare of television cameras or carefully interacting with some of the planet's most formidable animals. Robert has wholeheartedly adopted a personal philosophy of living every single moment to its absolute fullest. He is consistently guided by a deep-seated curiosity, an unwavering courage, and an insatiable, relentless drive to explore the world around him. Robert's passion for adventure extends far beyond his professional life. It's a core part of who he is. He truly embodies the cherished Irwin family mantra: embrace every aspect of life without a moment's hesitation. "There will be no desk job for me," he declared to People magazine in September of 2026, a statement that perfectly encapsulates the very essence of his active and untamed lifestyle. He elaborated, "I would much rather spend my day playing with crocodiles or be out surfing, skydiving, skateboarding, mountain biking, or even rock climbing." With a smile, he concluded, "I think it's just the Irwin genetics. I was simply born to be wild." These powerful words perfectly echo the uncontainable exuberance and utter fearlessness that defined his father, Steve Irwin, and they vividly illustrate how Robert has not only internalized, but also greatly expanded upon the adventurous DNA he inherited. But looking past all of his heart-pounding exploits and carefully managed public image, you'll find that Robert nurtures a profoundly personal and intimate connection to the memory of his late father. He regularly pays homage to Steve through heartfelt social media tributes, frequently sharing quiet moments of reflection accompanied by priceless photographs and videos that underscore the invaluable lessons his father taught him and the unending love that still guides his path. In addition to these tributes, Robert discovers a continuous wellspring of inspiration by rewatching his father's extensive library of films. This allows him to revisit the truly extraordinary life Steve lived, which in turn fuels his motivation to press forward with his own conservation work, driven by immense passion and a clear sense of purpose. These personal rituals are far from simple acts of nostalgia. They serve as active, living reminders of the core values that form the very foundation of Robert's identity. Those values are courage, boundless curiosity, profound empathy, and an absolutely unshakable commitment to the cause of conservation. A uniquely moving and poignant experience occurred in November of 2024, when Robert paid a visit to see his father's lifelike wax figure at Madame Tussauds in Sydney. Being able to see his father represented in three-dimensional form, instead of just through a flat photograph or on a film screen, provided a rare, almost tangible connection to him. "That is just amazing," Robert remarked, clearly moved. "It's the first time in such a long time that he's not just a picture to me." That wax replica transformed into something far more profound than a mere motionless homage. It became a powerful conduit to the past, a tangible symbol of Steve's monumental personality, and a constant, vivid reminder of the core principles Robert endeavors to live by each and every day of his life. It is through deeply moving encounters like these that Robert continually finds innovative ways to keep his father's spirit vibrantly alive, masterfully closing the void between memory and reality as he forges his own distinct trail in the world. Robert's tireless dedication at the Australia Zoo is a powerful testament to his unwavering commitment to wildlife conservation, extensive educational outreach, and the profound responsibility of carrying forward his father's enduring legacy. Whether he is engaging directly with the incredible animals, inspiring the zoo's younger guests, or stepping into the international spotlight, Robert tackles every single opportunity with an infectious level of excitement, a polished sense of professionalism, and that unmistakable Irwin passion that has mesmerized and charmed audiences all across the globe. His remarkable efforts are aimed not just at safeguarding our planet's precious natural wonders, but also at igniting a fire in a whole new generation of conservationists, creating a ripple effect that mirrors the extraordinary impact Steve Irwin had on millions. Just as crucial to Robert's personal odyssey is his profound readiness to welcome self-improvement and confront new and exciting challenges head-on. His bold forays into the world of dance, his embrace of thrilling adventure sports, and his confident public appearances all unequivocally prove that he is so much more than a simple echo of his famous father. He is undeniably his own man, meticulously building a life that profoundly respects the family's history, while fully immersing himself in the present and gazing hopefully toward what lies ahead. Yet, at the very heart of all his ambitious pursuits, the unbreakable influence of Steve Irwin remains the guiding force, the incredible man who instilled in him the lessons to approach the world with unwavering bravery, boundless curiosity, and a deep, infectious sense of joy. What are your thoughts on the incredible paths Steve Irwin's two children have taken? We would love to hear from you in the comments section down below. We truly hope you enjoyed this exploration of their story. If you did, please show your support by giving this video a like, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us for this one, and we'll catch you in the next video. Take care.